Good evening, I'm Dave Robinson. Coming up next on News 5 tonight, dressed in riot gear, Cincinnati police face off with youths in Avondale. This teen brawl resulted in several arrests. Also, riot police in South Korea withdraw from a cathedral besieged with militant students. We'll explain their strategy. And some United Auto Workers unite for a better means to an end. All this coming up next on News 5 tonight. Please join us.
News 5 with Dave Robinson. Steve Raleigh's weather. Tom Brenneman has sports. Now, Cincinnati's News 5 tonight.
Good evening. A hot, steamy afternoon combined with a large number of young people on the streets are two ingredients that mean trouble for police. Well, that's exactly what happened in Avondale this evening. News 5's Dave Lane is on the night beat, and he says that officers were able to defuse the situation before it got too far out of hand.
If you run, you're going to You're under arrest. You're under arrest. For what? For free. For what? For free. Hey, boy, kill! Now you're getting even worse. Now, so you want to kill? I just want to call my brother. I ain't did nothing.
You didn't walk when they told you to.
I was trying to go this way. All right. You're under arrest. That's it. Okay.
The incident happened after a free concert broke up not far from the intersection of Reading and Rockdale. About 25 police officers, most in riot gear, moved in and quickly restored order.
Apparently there were some rocks thrown, some bottles thrown, but we've been able to disperse them through foot patrol and send them home.
We walking down the street, so we just followed the crowd, right? And then these one dudes just start pushing this other dude's car out into the street.
Who were they, do you know?
Nope, I do not know them. I never seen them before in my life. Y'all heard that.
They was fighting. Somebody got hit in the head with a brick.
My friend.
And they was fighting in the street.
These guys was fighting, and this big guy got hit in the face with a bat. Police started spraying mace and handcuffing everybody.
Well, they just told them to move. Everybody was moving, and they talking about get in the house. You ain't got to go in the house if they don't. It's where you live at.
Police arrested a total of 6 people. No further trouble was expected, but police said they would keep a close watch on the neighborhood tonight.
20 years ago, this neighborhood was a hotbed of racial unrest. Some of Cincinnati's worst rioting took place right here. But police say what happened here this afternoon doesn't compare. I'm Dave Lane, News 5 on the Night Beat.
Most of the people arrested were charged with disorderly conduct. They will be assigned dates to appear for arraignment at a later time. The shooting death of a U.S. soldier from Wilmington, Ohio is being treated as a criminal homicide. Randall Harris was gunned down while on patrol at a U.S. Air Force base in Honduras. It is not known if another U.S. soldier or a Honduran is responsible for that. The killing is not being treated, however, as a terrorist act. Harris was stationed at the base in Fort Bliss, Texas, and Colonel Jim Lawson there tells us that Harris was on a 6-month deployment to Honduras. He was scheduled to return home at the end of this month. Harris had served in the Army for the past 9 years. He is survived by his wife Cheryl and 3 stepchildren. Harris's mother says that her son's body will be flown back to Wilmington for burial. Rioting continues tonight in Seoul, South Korea. The battles between riot police and demonstrators for free elections were smaller but just as violent. Rioters took over the Catholic Cathedral in Seoul 5 days ago. In a massive demonstration today, thousands of people gathered at the church to donate money, food, and medicine. Police left the cathedral, offering rioters a chance to leave without being arrested, but they vowed to stay put. A special session of the National Assembly is scheduled to meet Tuesday to discuss the rioting. In Washington, government officials are discussing U.S. military involvement in the Persian Gulf. Some Pentagon officials and congressmen are saying that U.S. warships now headed for the Persian Gulf should turn around and come home.
The consensus we have right now would be the administration would be best advised to delay it.
Iranian missiles are now in the Gulf and can be fired at a moment's notice. Officials fear U.S. ships could be the Iranians' target if our ships began escorting Kuwaiti oil tankers. Kuwait is a strong ally of Iraq. For now, no tanker escorts are expected until sometime in August. President Reagan is expected to announce that he is accepting a Soviet nuclear arms proposal. That proposal is to eliminate all medium and short-range nuclear missiles from Europe. That announcement is expected to come tomorrow. It was no sale in Hamilton at the former Chem Dyne toxic waste dump site despite efforts to auction off the land today. The site was closed in 1980. At one time, it was among the most contaminated toxic waste disposal sites in the country. A cleanup is underway, but it will be 20 years before the land will be safe enough to develop. It is too late for Norwood, but many union workers who will lose their GM jobs later this summer want to make sure it does not happen to anyone else. That's why they met today in Norwood. They are organizing a war against what they call corporate greed. Their objective is to prevent companies from shutting down plants and moving the work out of the country, thus costing Americans jobs.
There should be a ban until some solution is found to the catastrophic situation that the workers in Norwood find themselves in.
We feel that the workers have a dedication to the corporations. We also feel the corporations has a dedication to the communities and the workers. And we feel the corporations are ignoring that. And our job is to make the public aware and to give public response to bring pressure on the corporations and the politicians to make a change and stop this just wholesale shipping abroad of the manufacturing jobs in America.
4,200 workers will lose their jobs when the Norwood plant closes August 26. Labor leaders from all 3 states attended today's meeting and will lobby congressmen for new laws to protect jobs. Thousands of UC students can now call themselves college graduates. When News 5 Tonight continues, we'll talk with some of them about their futures. And all that's left now are memories on film of stage and screen star Geraldine Page, who died at the age of 62. We'll highlight her career next.